bringing good things to life. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Time check is 0600 GMT. We're live all across the world on TV and online from digital address GA2260733. We also live on digital channel 37 and 38. Good to come to your homes with another edition of AM News on Adoatv Television. My name is Nanya McColliston. For the next 30 minutes, we'll be giving you updates and stories spanning out from over the weekend and yesterday. Please be my guest. Hello again, let's settle for the details now. We'll start off from Parliament has stated its inability to release its member, Honorable Francis Xavier Sosu, to aid in investigation as requested by the Criminal Investigation Division of the Ghana Police Service in a letter dated October 28, 2021, addressed to the Deputy Director General of Criminal Investigation Divisions, FKAJ. Parliament indicated that due to limitations of Articles 117 and 118 of the 1992 Constitution, Mr. Sosu cannot be released.
This development follows a recent attempted arrest against the Medina MP by ACP Isaac Kojo Asante, Regional Operations Commander, and ACP Eric Winful of the Adentan Abokobi Divisional Commander of Police, when he embarked on a protest that had been approved by the police with his constituents over bad roads on Monday, October 25. According to the legislator, prior to the protest, he received news that some protesters had blocked roads and were burning ties. Thus, the need to rush to the scene and de-escalate the issue before matters got worse. But after restoring calm, the police tried to forcefully take him to the station for questioning without relaying the motive, and also failed to acknowledge him as a sitting member of parliament who had a parliamentary call to attend and could not be apprehended until the Speaker of Parliament is contacted. He then filed a contempt against these two police officers before Parliament, and the Right Honourable Speaker, who was presiding at the time, referred the matter to its Privileges Committee for further investigations.
Matters, I wish that Mr. Speaker would exercise your powers under Order 31 of the Standing Orders of Parliament to refer this matter to the Privileges Committee for further investigation. I respectfully submit to you.
In the circumstances, I can only, under Order 31, direct that the matter be referred to the Committee of Privileges. The committee will investigate the complaint and will submit a report to the House for the full consideration of the matter.
Parliament has hence stated its inability to release its Member of Parliament for Medina, Francis Xavier Sosu, to aid in investigations as requested by the Criminal Investigation Division of the Ghana Police Service. In a letter dated October 28, addressed to the Deputy Director General of Criminal Investigation Division, FK Ajayi, Parliament indicated that due to limitations of Articles 117 and 118 of the 1992 Constitution, Mr. Sosu cannot be released. The Deputy Director of Legal Services, Nana Teria Autry, who wrote on behalf of the Clerk of Parliament, noted that he had been directed by the Right Honourable Speaker to inform the division that proceedings of the third meeting of the first session of the 8th Parliament commenced on Tuesday, 26 October 2021, and having regard to the limitations of Articles 117 and 118 of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic, he is unable to release the Member of Parliament as requested in their letter. Also, the legislative body noted that the issue is currently before the Privileges Committee to probe breach of parliamentary privilege and contempt by ACP Isaac Kojo Asante and ACP Eric Winfo of the Accra Regional Police Command and the Adentan Divisional Command, respectively. Parliament hence urged the police service to conduct its investigations mindful of the provisions of Articles 117, 118, and 112. Meanwhile, there have been another contempt by the Ghana Police Service to arrest the said MP on Sunday, October 31 at his church premises. However, the Ghana Police Service denied this media report that its personnel attempted to arrest the said MP. Police maintain that any plainclothes police personnel found on the premises of the church have been there for intelligence purpose and not to effect an arrest. Subsequently, the police bodyguard of the MP has been interdicted.
As to this particular development, we'll monitor closely and update you subsequently. But let's shift focus. A retired appeal court judge, Justice Isaac Donyus, has added his voice to the resolution passed by Parliament regarding the 499 law school entrance exams candidates. According to him, Parliament cannot order the General Legal Council to admit the 499 students because such a directive is not grounded in law. He further noted that it is about time Ghana's legal education is being expanded. Hence, the General Legal Council should not be micromanaging legal education in Ghana. He spoke to Isaac Otu.
The GLC is a creature of Parliament, and Parliament, being the creator, has a right to control it, but can only control it through further legislation. Otherwise, GLC has the power now, and it can do whatever it likes. Whether it is fair in other people's eyes or not, they think that they are being fair in their own eyes. So there's nothing you can do about them. The next thing to do is to get a public involvement in what is going on. Either a private member bill is raised in Parliament to solve the problem, or Parliament itself solves the problem. As I said, government cannot do everything. And in the environment in which we expect government to do everything, we are asking for trouble. Government cannot be all encompassing. If you do that, you give people too much power. And in some cases, they will abuse the power, or they will not be up to the task of discharging the powers that they are giving them. That is why in the developed world, there is a sharing of responsibility, in the sense that too many people are doing the same thing, and then there will be competition. And where there's competition, people excel. And those who cannot stand the competition will collapse. The same thing with the law. If you don't have the proper attitude to practice law, after a while, you yourself, you will back out. That's why I was saying that the Nigerians have the saying that the test of the quality of a lawyer is in what he does when he is standing in the courtroom, not what he does in the classroom before becoming a lawyer. So they are very liberal about it. You will not hear about so many people failing examination in Nigeria. To change it and then share the responsibility for the legal training. It shouldn't be for only one person. There's something called fatigue. When you are doing the same thing all over and the thing getting too much for you, you tend to collapse. So probably the General Legal Council, as it is now, has reached its wit's end, and it doesn't know what to do anymore. So it needs help now. So other people too can join in. It can still run the system. It can still be a supervising authority, general supervising authority, but should not continue to be micromanaging legal education.
Move away from legal education, because the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, has taken a jab at the opposition National Democratic Congress, saying the party is not only good at chunking out propaganda but arguing without facts. Dr. Bawumia said the MPP government has enough facts and dates to back its claims of significant development in the country. He said the MPP's achievements in the country cannot be compared with the NDC.
The Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, has urged the MMDCEs to continue to use the fact and data to counter claims by the NDC, adding that the 2024 general elections will be won based on superior records on development in local areas. Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has said that the MMDCEs must constantly remind and refer their constituents to the development activities of the NPP to guarantee the party victory in the 2024 elections. Our record will always be superior to the record of the NDC. The NDC is very good at propaganda. They are specialized in that, but the only way to counter the propaganda is with facts and data. They are very afraid of fact and data. This coming election in 2024 is going to be fought at the local level. It is not going to be fought in Accra. So know the projects. The NDC cannot sit in Accra and lie about projects when you and your regions and districts can tell the people what we have done. When you do that, they can go and check, and the NDC cannot come back with propaganda. We have to be proactive and tell the people, Bawumia said. Dr. Bawumia further said infrastructure projects undertaken by the government over the years are clear indications of the government's commitment to Ghana's development, and called on the local assemblies to take advantage of the government delivery tracker platform to update the country of development works they have undertaken.
Stay away from the Vice President and move to the Savannah region, because the Regional Minister, Honorable Sadid Nuru Hazul Jibril, in collaboration with the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, placed a ban on commercial charcoal burning and legal lodging in the north. Recently, charcoal has seen a surge increment in prices as most consumers assume because of the consistent rains. Charcoal transportation has been difficult, while traders urge otherwise in the next report.
Meet Madame Mary. She has been selling charcoal in Accra for the past 35 years. She tells me not too long ago, a bag of charcoal sold at 40 to 45 Ghana cedis, but now a bag is almost 100 Ghana cedis. That is even from the wholesalers. She has to sell a bag of charcoal for 120 Ghana cedis. And this is her reason.
Kotokul or the brand 35. Sutore, Kotoku or the man 45. Says I bring a yabi, a shot. It's in that Bruno, Cannon Ponduha, Oyema, Pepper for now. Yakwa or the man 90, 95. But Buma is getting ponso.
Madame Yawa also has been selling charcoal for the past 25 years, and her case is no different. She says,
"When you're 20, 1 year. To see how the Yamian in Ukraine, ye brapa will be dinner. To see a man or mano, Scacran back crying to me talk, no word. And so Mrs. Yamijina Mukutan Kola, a Bimoko school. Yes, I say, you know, here, dear. We say, ye be more high near Jumobia, be dear Jumanuana, ye. And to say, I be dear noir, Yahochera Yankasa. Because a bit high and yesterday, to say, I know him yesterday, be dear no qua. And say, I be dear number short as some of your tongue be dear beam, and my Hochera pa. Major, I have when now be an enemy. First, and I be dear on me, tongue be dear no, over banana, yama. But Siciano, me dinner a capre, me nibby, we'll cry at the bremeno, a panel de buy, a pan of chalk, so my mentor, Naminyakakra, and for Mankle, and I'm finished come man.
Miss Na sells food, and she says the current price of charcoal is really taking a toll on her business. The Savannah Regional Minister, Honorable Saeed Muhazu Jibril, in collaboration with the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, placed a ban on commercial charcoal burning and illegal logging in the Savannah region. On the back of this decision, a task force was established to see to the seizure of some tracts of charcoal and some logs. According to the sellers, as a result of this, many tracts from the Savannah region and some northern regions have failed to show up, hence the reason for the serious hikes in charcoal prices.
If you just join us, you're watching AM News on Adoatv Television with me, Nanya Macaulay, and let's do the latest in the world of sports. The 2021-2022 Ghana Premier League season started over the weekend with Asante Kotoko, Bechem United, Ken Faisal getting their first victory for the season, while defending champions House of Oak dropped important points to City rivals Legon City in match day 1 of the 2021-2022 Ghana Premier League season.
The 2021-2022 Ghana Premier League season started Friday night. Ghana Premier League newcomer Accra Lions FC came from behind to draw 1-1 with Elmina Sharks FC in the opening fixture of the 2021-2022 campaign on Friday night. Sharks got the breakthrough in the 64th minute through Sapong. The hosts drew level in the 82nd minute after talisman Salifu scored Lions' first ever goal in the Ghanaian top flight. Dreams FC and Asante Kotoko were the top liner for the week at Accra Sports Stadium in this match day 1 fixture of the 2021-2022 Ghana Premier League. Asante Kotoko staged a remarkable comeback when they scored 3 goals in the last 5 minutes of their match day 1 encounter against Dreams at the Crossport Stadium on Saturday. Salifumos Dasiru, Richmond Lamte, and Isaac Opong scored the goal for the Porcupine Warriors after Fatau Ishaku delivered a stunning solo strike for the home side midday through the second half. After the game, head coach of Kotoko, Dr. Prosper Ogum, said he had
it was an amazing victory.
debut.
If you look at the way the goals came, getting to the dying embers of the game, where we were down and we were under pressure, and looking at the way the boys still kept to the game plan, the shape, the team shape, and how we were able to play those combination passes, I would say it was an amazing thing. It wasn't a wrong substitution I did. We were losing the second balls in the middle of the park. So I realized that Gamma was a little bit tired because they were kicking him all over the place. So I decided to pull him, instead of us playing 2 offensive midfielders, to pull him and then bring in Richard Wedu to add up to Mudasiru. Mudasiru is a bit mobile so that he will join attack and at the same time join the defense when we lose the ball. And when Richard Wedu came, you realize that we have some stability. And because Mudasiru is mobile and can give those penetrative passes, we're able to open up their defense. And Isaac on the right, I mean, he's a fantastic player. He's very good on the ball. He was able to take the left back of Dreams on most of the time, created those chances for his teammates to score, and he himself scored. So it was a good substitution with it. We tried to just make sure that we solidified the middle of the park, because we realized that Isaacu, anytime he had the ball, had some free space to operate. So we brought in Agadas to mark the space and at the same time keep an eye on him. So if you realize when Agadas came in, he was out of the game from that time. If you watch the clip again, you...
Elsewhere in Tamaligana Premier League, returnees RTU scored a 1-1 draw against Great Olympics at the Ali Mahama Sports Stadium. Midfielder Raymond Oko gave Olympics the lead with a free header, and they protected it until the 91st minute when they conceded a penalty. Attacking midfielder Abanga, who joined RTU from Ashanti Gold, converted the penalty to score 1 point for RTU. Champions Heart of Oak made a frustrating start to their title defense as they were held by Legon Cities at their Crossport Stadium on Sunday. The Phobians, despite their dominance, failed to score and settled for a 0-0 draw in their opening game in the new season. Samuel Buidu after the match said it was a good game even though they drew.
This is the time that we have to sit down and analyze the situation, where the problem is, so that we can solve the problem, then we take off. It was the attacking side, because we created a lot of chances. At least we should have scored 1 goal, but we squandered all the chances, but we still have more time to work on them.
The remaining result of the match day 1 are Bibiani Gold Stars 1, Brecum Chelsea 0, King Faisal 1, Wafa 0, Bechem United 4, Mediama SC 0, 11 Wonders 0, Ashanti Gold 1, Karela United 1.
From local sports, let's do some international related sports news. President of National Paralympic Committee of Ghana, Samson Dean, was on 31st October 2021 elected as the new president of Africa Paralympic Committee at the General Assembly in Morocco. He pulled 24 votes of the total vote cast, beating the Morocco's Hamedi Amouya, who pulled 15 votes. Samson Dean, speaking after his victory, said he wants people of the Morocco country to know that he still needs their support to eradicate problems facing the Africa Paralympic Games.
Well, we came to Morocco as a family, and that is exactly what you have seen. It's not a competition. Africa will move forward. Ami is a senior brother. In fact, we have relationship. But our vision is different. The direction is different. He did not lose an election, but rather he won. I'm a winner. Myself and Ami, we are going to work. I want the people of Morocco to accept that it is a family gathering that we did. It's a family, we shared ideas, and I will still need his support as a senior brother, experienced person, to help us achieve the very problems that we think that we have to eradicate from Africa. I want the people, the press from Morocco, not to lose hope. What has come is a victory for Africa. I know you all press here. There are so many ways of writing your story. But please, it is a victory for Hamid and myself. Nobody lost the election. Nobody. It's just a family gathering, and we thought that we needed a new direction. We have served, and I'm going to work with him to make sure, with the executive board, to make sure that Africa succeed as we all want.
For more sports news, visit www.adwanewsonline.com/sports to read more in the sports world. That will be our package for today. My name is Nanyama Collison. Please, as always, stay safe. AM Ghana is on standby. Good morning.
Suzy Ebafo ye ne CB men, CB women, CB malakyo ena ye di CB soap nso aba na moment neno ye bepese ye be kasa fa CB soap no kwan ye fa so e di yusu CB soap no ene hia ehu hia se onipe bi a wo Ghana ha ana asase so utumi yusu CB soap no bi CB soap ye di ye pedicure ene manicure pedicure ye brea wa apply CB soap e wo unase ene unentin na watnasi for some minutes na wahoro ne nyina awo rere no eye unase de no na pedicure no e na afen nso se ode ye unsem na no so hohoro na rere no na manicure kwa ye faso e de yusu CB soap na nkasangasa na me ba be kire no ye we binumo ho wonsem no ayedin ama sabio ne nsa no kura ya akoakoa ebinum nsam tumi ye dendenden ma ne nsanum ni nyina paapae enu nti na Suzy Ebafo yakofa CB Eba soap edi abase wo sa haw ni nyina bia ka wakoma to yam ukoto CB soap no bia oba udi nsuo di kan fa onsem na fede weti soap no bi obema na dos wonsem nsati nkan odi be fa onsa yam ni nyina na onsantam ni nyina uye ne sa wi obetena se fiti 10 to 15 minutes no wa hohoro ni nyina the moment adi soap no be fa onsem a obehohoro no na soap na hoodin ekita no na ne onsem eye dead cells ni nyina nti me say men ko use blade because blade ha wan hwe na akwakotwa nti use small knife and now say scissors so buy scissors no mumienu se ya na odi awrawra onsem fini nyina so ye ba ko wie na se na onsem no aye no eya no wagyae enye ma wo betumi asan apply second soap no so bi na no so watena se for sa bre no ohohoro ana wasan awrawra bonso onsem be ye moton kama na ono yire ana o partner bi hia wetumi de onsafa ne honam no so ana ye kɔ biai bi na se ye tia o so wetumi atie bi se bia onentin ana se opese odi CB soap no eye pedicure e wo onase a e bia o 19 na nyedin onentin na mpaipa ya ubedi kan di nsu afa onentin no onase no na wetin CB soap no bi na odi asrasra onentin no onase ni nyina se odi sra onentin no onase ni nyina wie na opese odi si nsu mu a kwan wo ho nemu ubetwen be 55 to 10 minutes time ansana odi esinsu mu ne ntieti sa ne se odi sra onentin no sisi ya na odi sunsu mu eba horo no nyina edubre na owura abon se enye adwuma bi amfa ma wo enti se opese odi sinsu mu after 10 minutes no na wasan de esinsu no to di sinsu no so for 10 minutes ana fidi ohoro a na wa rere ebeyi dead cells ni nyina ebeyi fin na wo onentin ni nyina na bibia aye fine
CB Eba soap, who say? Who say? Who ran now? hwe bemampo hwe se you use CB herbal soap the tree now the nase nenti hwe se na wa tron afa CB herbal soap it works like magic we ya wo na we correct ma ho fele wo be me wo ko tiatia ni mem slippers ni bo ti ni perfect nase CB herbal soap perfect and you think I recommend myself so person now we come up we 19 papa there always need use CB soap eba and you put her wash abba
nia to so biom ebia o 19 no aye dedendenti na wo ye bra wo de asra wie na wa twen ahohoro a werewere ni nyina awie no na fe de wet soap no kakra e de ato raba no so na wo de atwi o 19 no ebia wo ni scrubber bia wo ho onni abo bia wo ho no mo a wo betimi ati soap no kakra de ato rough cement ana abo bia so ye rough so na wo do 19 na twitwi so wo ye ne sa every week bia ye no mpamio na o 19 nyina be fefefe na ye mre ye nsam ne ye 19 ne na ase no ye cells a etumi nyin ndi sa o 19 na ana sa o na ase na ye cells na etumi nyin no se enyiya na cells no wu na uhyam paboa na heat ne kana eno do ye hwan ebe yi sent so your ban na okru wo sa problem no bi wo your bemba na wo sa problem no bi abomodin asa obenya CB soap no bi okoto bi ba fa nsuo di kan fa o 19 no na ase na fa soap no bi srasra o 19 no na ase ne nyina na twen be 10 to 15 minutes hohoro ne nyina na fe di pe small knife na scissors fa rere sa dead cells na wo 19 no na ase ne nyina utumi yesa wi a odo pampaboa no hye no 1 month na yi olenti cent bia wom Suzy Herbal for your drink and for who pay ye 19 year bia ye ni nhyeda nkɔ ho nemum sika wo tumi de titompa sika wo betumi atiska kese de akɔtɔ wo dem nkonwa no utie konwa no ma empampi no tumi sisa onan edi sisi nkonwa no ebinum 19 tumi ye rough ama papa ama omo tumi de tete bedsheet timi serew bomodia na abrenia bebia be use CB soap no bi edi aye pedicure ni manicure anase odi be yi 19 ni unasi fin eni unsemu fin na boa na bibie tumi aye kama CB soap no onipa dase ni bia wa asase so bia no betumi use ena afen so se uyo bia wa propro ye foot rot na obedi kan pe cotton o te cotton na kakra o de cotton no be bonsuo na we bie soap no so o de fafa ni boko ehuro bi beba cotton no fafa unan ni ntem no o de femu a 10 minutes per hohoro anase kona kodware nti me advice is abri na bia no so foot rot na be use CB soap na use no bra wa ready anopa e bia opese wo kwakodware uye no anopa ne anwumre a wo foot rot ni nyina ebeko eye mmoa na ewom e no mu didi unan ni ntem no apropro no enye ye nantem kwa na yewu apropro tumi ye nsa ntem nyina ye won krofo bi wo Ghana ha adwuma omo ye enu nti abri bia na ne nsa da nsuo mu nti no omutumi nya insantem apropro ne bi sa wo so wo sa ha wo ne bia mesrew unya cotton eni CB soap no bia ti cotton ne kakra fa bo nsuo sa wo de bo nsuo no wi a fa soap ne ni boko hro ne beba cotton no no fa unsa ne ntem no mame eno so 10 minutes no wa hohoro uta ye na nopa eni anwumre bia so ha no nyina no ebe feel so na wade ho na bibia tumi aye fine
CB herbal soap amanfo agiato eye samra ye di hwe ye na ho edi na ho na me ni atronchiro akrobato mu na mama ya akrobato etia bibia me kanfo ade papa na de mama mi anka se ma yusubi ma hu se ma yusubi enipa me na mo di CB herbal soap mo das e doso obi asem o kan bia ya sem papa e hyen kran se akrobato samna mo di bedwa so no see before the bedwa eye samna papa se wo nanti wo nase wo di basasro wo yi ehunyiran kakaka bo so wo na wa se akola foforo no adansi di na media mago mintimi ni anipa bia nim entwa de bone mawo because of my credibility. I'll never lie to you. Me peme man for asem na me do me man na me die menya no so me nya ready say me say no anasem de nkika bia be kaka ho ne say CB herbal soap nko dia me gina dia that say eye papa Toby na be say this tie Sibia na Ghana ma any member yet don't want we always thank you very much.
Yeah, the herbs and yes CB herbal soap. Ya wondro no bebre wo hodoma ye de pedicure ne manicure use so abra wo use ne mo no na eno mo e ma 19 na yeden by CB soap ntisa mo na use CB soap no na e ma 19 no e ye mbre fine any side effect bia
CB soap no metompa obi wo ha ono no wo mane dia obe use shampoo wewe wo hunu so na no no wo de mana wo se no ane se wo de aye nipa ne nan na wo atwia na aye fine wo bia na wo se wo de wo foot bibi a massage no wo ye bi a massage na asa nti no no ye easier e mom na ye adwuma so fine me pa cho wo what CB soap na wo so hwe no bo modern na kope ba ko wo kun fi adwuma ba wo de mountain na fa ye ne na fa no bon komo wo bia twitwuma no na wo be ho se na wo ko no be
me fa me pe enkanfo bibi mawo me fa me pe ema wo nyi bibi ni preko pesa na Ghana ye nyina dan abi ansan me kam bibi no e fa dro ana bibi ni pa yusu di kono video na se ni pa bia na aviefo agiato me akrobato aka who knows tomorrow me catch will say CB herbal soap no aviefo agiato they have proved that it's good for human being to use.
CB soap no pe bia to a uko drugstore pharmacy herbal shop cosmetic shop just provision stores ahodo bebre wo Ghana hanom kra na omuton CB herbal soap no bu obetumi afre Suzy herbal fo ewo telephone numbers amede ba be ma we so ne edikan no eye 0247 11 1671 ne to sumi no ye 0246 578750 near to sumi inside 0240 952027 meda ahwefo nyina ase.
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 050-92-57754, 020-9494-258, or visit our marketing desk at Step Work Premises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
CB women capsules now. I'm not correct. Why your best mankasa? That's it. Who anyone? Oh, middle. You capsules about one CB men capsules. Me see CB men capsules in America.
Yeah, CB men and women's capsules. Now you knew the dada. And one year packaging I had the
wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any bianza no akodo ben pegi.
Share a painful any about town man kwada no for. Any kwada o don di do and come home.
Susanna, Ghana man be man tamase.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA aje edwedin kato yato.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
Water. But when I get your map, and then so I'm order. The fire.
Malaria and tea. You are yet more bono. Malaria, therefore, yao. Enti awo. Ashene customers. When you say, Mammy, I am smart. I perceive Malakio. I'm man the buyer or the eco school. Share. Say a Janisi berry market any malaria and tea. I want to mean. And now Emma when we are at war. So we have malaria test. Maybe one. And try better one. And the CB Malagio. You didn't know. And now kick out bomb as soon as I CB Malagio. And no way so there. And I know grow. And yet that shit.
A drawing near my appeal for. About a woman for. Any quada won't in fear.
Susiana. What would you wicked?
FD Ashusha sa a jedi and crack to you adia to Musa and
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
CB will make up now. I'm correct. What's your best mankasa?
That's it.
Oh, middle. He comes us back on the CB man capsules. Missy CB man capsules and America.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You knew the dada. And 1 year packaging I have a
wow! What a packaging! CB man, any CB woman capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any biansan wako do pegi.
Share a painful any about town man kwadano for. Any kwada go you and come home.
Susanna, Ghana man man tamasi.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA aji edredin kato yatu.
Turn my pit into a well. So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adum, Adum, Wadum. I've been through a lot, but grace sustained me. My test is now a testimony. So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adum, Adum, Wadum. It was you, my my lawyer in that courtroom. It was you, my soldier on that battlefield. So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adum, adum, wadum. Hey, adumo nyame, adumo, adum, adum intina metiasi, eya wadum tina mewo. Lord, the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adum, adum, wadum. Hey, adumo nyame, adumo, adum. Eya adum intina metiasi, eya wadum tina mewo. Lord, the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adum, adum, wadum. Who has changed my story? Who has given me a song? Turned my mourning into dancing. It is you and just your grace. You have changed my story. Protocol breaker, you made a way. You turned my mourning into dancing. It is you and just your grace. Could not have made it without you. Hey. Could not have sailed through without you. Your loving kindness, grace, and mercy brought me through. So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adum, adum, adum. Could not have made it without you. Hey, could not have sailed through without you. Papa, your loving kindness and grace and mercies brought me through. So the essence of my praise is all centered on your grace. Adum, adum, adum. Hey, adum, adum, hey, adum, adum, adum intina metiasi, adum intina metiasi. Lord, the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. You have been my doctor on that sick bed. By your stripes, I am healed, I am free. So the essence of my praise is because of your great Adum. Adum intina metiasi, emuna meke come home. Lord, the essence of my praise is just because of your grace.
is a beautiful journey that is meant to be embraced to the fullest every day. Good morning to you all, our viewers, wonderful viewers. I thank God for your lives, just as I thank God for my life. It is another day, a Tuesday, and it's the second day of November. I said life is a beautiful journey, and the journey of 1 year starts with a day. Today is another day in the 11th month. If you've made it this far, there is something to be grateful about. And I bring you this quote from one musician we love and cherish. If you've not heard about her, then it's time you do. And that's Dolly Parton. She has this to say. She says, the way I see it, if you want the rainbow, you got to put up with the rain. If you want the rainbow, you've got to put up with the rain. That's coming from Dolly Parton, who sang that song, One Day at a Time, Sweet Jesus. So if you want the rainbow, if you want to see beautiful things, if you want to have the beautiful things in life, you have to expect the rain as well. So it's not just going to be comfort, but with the comfort, with the gain, comes the pain. So buckle up, get your seat belts on. We're going on this short journey with you this morning as we bring you, as I continue with you on AM Ghana, on Adoatv, where we bring good things to life. You heard from our sister Dinah Hamilton saying, Adom, that is grace. With that same Adom, we'll go on a quick commercial break to hear from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. Keep that song playing in your head. We'll be right back.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
Malaria nti abayiwa yedwuma bono. Malaria therefore yao nti awo ahire ne customers no. Wahu ne se maami aye smart apɛ CB Malakio amma ne baya odi ko school. She se aduane si berry market tie ni malaria nti a ontimi ni.
And now Emma will be around to walk. So we have malaria test. Maybe one. And better and this CB Malakio. You do not and now kick out from a son so I CB Malakio. And no way so there. And I don't grow. And yet that shit.
A drawing your ma appeal for. A party a woman for. Any quada won't feed you.
Susiana. Wow, how would you win?
FDA ahwehwɛ saa ejedi nkrato yi mu agye ato mu sɛ ɛyɛ.
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 050-92-57754, 020-9494-258, or visit our marketing decks at Stepwork Premises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
CB makeups now. I'm correct. What's your best mankasa? That's it. Oh, middle. You captures back on the CB men capsules. You see, CB men capsules in America.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You name the dada. And one year packaging I am the Pepper.
Wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any biansan wako do pegi.
Share a painful any about town man kwada no for. Any kwada go di fie do ye. Enka ho.
Susanna. Ghana man be man tamase.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA aje ejedi nkato yato.
For staying tuned with us. Thank you for holding on. And I know you're expecting something good. So, as usual, we will bring you the newspaper headlines. But while looking through, there's this particular, should I say, a phrase I saw, and I wanted to explain it before we jump into it so that in case you hear it, you will not be surprised. And I think I like the idea of explaining certain words. So maybe I'll pick it up as a morning thing, an AM thing we do. It says locus standi. I don't know if it's standi or standi. Locus standi is a word in a phrase in law, and it says it means the right or capacity to bring an action or to appear in a court. The right or capacity to bring an action or to appear in a court, and that's to say that if someone says you don't have a locus standi, then it means that you do not have the right or the capacity to bring that particular issue to court. So you can't say I'm taking it to court. So our lawyers will hear them say you don't have any locus or you don't have any locus standi. And with that, you saw me looking, yes, the gentleman is here. So I'm educating him. As for my audience, they know, my viewers know. So I was educating Reginald Ade, who just joined me. He couldn't join in the introductory parts because he was drinking some cocoa, but we've given him the time. He's back here. Reginald, how are you?
I'm doing very well, and I'm happy that I didn't share my cocoa with you.
because the cozy wasn't enough. I couldn't share with you, but for my viewers, yes, I do grab a cup of cocoa. Hausa cocoa, white, gan cocoa, Malay cocoa, whichever way you want to call it, this morning, and sit by a table and sit by a TV set and enjoy as we take you through a smooth ride this morning. My name is Reginald Addy, and many thanks to you for staying once again, and many thanks to you, Julia. Ejoma. Wow. About local standing, I'm surprised that you don't know this. I'm surprised that you're making an attempt to educate yourself and assume that you are also educating me. But let me teach you what you don't know. Now, when we say local standing, all right, before we go into legal matters, well, let's take the newspaper headlines straight away, and then we will dive straight into legal matters when we get to the point where we digest the issues about what the General Legal Council has come out with in respect to the 499 candidates whom the Parliament ordered that the GLC admits with immediate effect. We'll look into that amongst other matters. But before then, let me serve you with news on the front page of the Daily Graphic. Now, on page 16, go for your COVID-19 jabs. Health Service urges. Go for your COVID-19 jabs. Now, the problem we are facing as a country is that whilst the government or the state is trying to vaccinate at least 70% by the end of all of this exercise, many Guineans are also facing so much fear and also putting in preferences. Now, the thing is that by the time you realize whatever your preference is may have gone out of the system. And so we had Johnson & Johnson. Initially, the same people that said that they don't want to vaccinate actually were waiting for one-shot jabs. And indeed, we saw how well the first rollout of the Johnson & Johnson vaccines went. A vaccination exercise that was supposed to last for about a week, and then just within 3 days, because by the third day, the vaccines were all shots, were all finished. People were queuing up, massing up. And then it gets to, but sometimes, well, we can't blame the people too much because we saw what happened with the first shot of AstraZeneca. People had to wait way too long. Some even forgot that they are taking a first jab, actually. And so, well, and as much as the government may, retard a bit in the dissemination or the rollout of the vaccines, I think the Guineans, we should be abreast as well and take the jabs. I don't know what you're waiting for in there. You're waiting till it gets to that point where you have to pay for the vaccines before you go.
I realized upon some form of investigation that people actually trust in certain brands.
Exactly.
Yes, like the Johnson & Johnson.
Well, because they've used Johnson & Johnson powder. They've
known
the brand for a very long time.
I think it's because we follow up on some of the international news, especially to do with USA. And we've seen some of the
rejection and acceptance, yes.
With the Moderna, with the AstraZeneca as well. But with the Johnson & Johnson, there's been no issues so far. And I remember I was trying to get my jab over the weekend. No, last weekend, not this current one. And what I heard from someone was, Johnson & Johnson, is still gone. Can't so,
for those in
that is a rumor.
So for you, you should have followed that very whatever very well. Maybe those in Ashoman are not eligible for Johnson & Johnson, so go for AstraZeneca. But I think that whatever it is, these are vaccines. There was quite some scare with AstraZeneca, considering that some nations have rejected it and blah 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 blah. But hey, get yourself vaccinated. It's safer to be safe than sorry. Now on page 16 again, fatal accident pushes back rail shuttle resumption. Fatal accident pushes back rail shuttle resumption. Let me quickly peep into this one. I don't know what kind of accident would push back the rail shuttle resumption. However, the expected return of the Accra train shuttle into full operation this month has hit a snag as a result of a devastating accident that occurred during a test run
test one stage, and we already Ghana Railway Company Limited. It's scary. It's scary. It keeps getting scarier. Well, okay, there are quite two big stories here. First off, let me do family and NDC to mark JJ's first anniversary. Story on page 20 of the Daily Graphic, and we have a picture of the late flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings. Okay, so rest in peace. The big story here: 499 School of Law admissions. Parliament has no locus. Parliament has no locus. So this is where Ijoma would want to throw light on these legal matters. Don't worry. Hold your horses. We will get to that point where you will rattle all the legal terms that you have learnt at the School of Law. We are grateful to have you, Counsel. Attorney General has contended that Parliament has no locus, and we will look into that one later on. The back page of the Daily Graphic, rather sad one: 17 killed in a road accident near Kumasi. Now, another story here: Tilo Ghana opens dormitory block for Nsutamang Catholic SHS. Tilo Ghana, or Talo Ghana, opens dormitory block for Nsutamang Catholic SHS. So, new dormitory block, and I believe that okay.
Social responsibility.
The students are going to, yes. The students are also going to benefit largely from this one. And the school, the Catholic school in Switzerland is charged to keep this block and make the best out of it.
Yes.
That's it for the Daily Graphic.
Well, with me is the Daily Statesman. Government to roll out a pilot program on inclusion education next year. What is this saying? What is this about? The Akufo-Addo-led NPP government, through the Ministry of Education, will next year roll out a pilot program on inclusive education for deaf students in regular senior high school settings. Okay. The program, according to the ministry, will start from Western region. So that's a pilot study, so that we don't do those exemptions, a special school for those that are, excuse me to use the word, I don't know if there's any other proper way of mentioning it, but those that are deaf, those that are blind, so we can have them all, because when it comes to our community is all inclusive. We don't have a separate community so the school setting has to represent what the community also is. And then from there, who knows what. But I think it's a step in the right direction. So that's good coming from the education ministry.
I shudder to think the consequences that might erupt. I'm of a different view.
Okay.
I think that indeed these persons need special attention. Now, I'm saying that because even if you place them in the same setting or general environment as you find everybody else, there still would be some special attention.
Yes,
for them.
I think that's what
So
he's
why
saying.
not have a specialized special attention institution to cater for them, as we already have? Now, mind you, the teachers that might be trained to deal with the regular students would definitely not be the same teachers to deal with those who are impaired. And so, and we also need to look at issues of discrimination as well. We also need to look at issues of infrastructure as well.
Yes.
That, what infrastructure, for those who are visually impaired, they, apart from using the cane, they need railings to guide them in their walking as well. And for some who are hearing impaired, they use certain vibrations in the environment. And also those who are visually impaired use vibrations, what you would call sonar, to some extent. Now, how would the environment enable all of these things for them? Have they thought, is there consideration into discrimination that might even emanate from within the peers that they would be building within these new environments as well?
So that is why I was actually trying to bring your temper down a bit,
Oh,
because it's actually all contained here.
My temper is not high.
Okay,
my temper is not
high. I was trying to before you get emotional on the issue. That is why it's a pilot study.
Well,
so
maybe I'm emotional, but
means,
not that
yes,
my temper is high.
I don't mean that you are angry.
Okay.
Yeah. So so I just mean that it's a pilot study, and so all these things are going to be considered. So in a pilot study, that's what they do, trying to see how we could fit them. Fitting them doesn't mean that you just pick them from their schools and then bring them, but making the setting and the environment right for them. And then these discriminations shouldn't be an automatic thing where we already have a segregated school for them. So that's what we are trying to deal with, discrimination even among us, we who are the so-called normal, because we are the ones who tend to discriminate against them. So from the setting right off in schools, how do we learn to socialize with them? How do we learn to accept them, embrace them? I remember having to go to the school of the disabled in Carnation, I think Carnation North somewhere, and I really didn't like it. Yes, I was happy to see them doing something for themselves, but I didn't really like seeing older people who were still disabled kind of being, how do I say it, being put together at one place. So it's like their lives, their livelihood and everything is centered at that place. I felt that they were a little dissociated from community. They were a little separated from everybody else, even though everybody knows that that is a place for the disabled. That's what I didn't really agree with. I wanted to, or I want to see these people functioning as full entities, functioning just because I believe they are normal. They might be disabled, but that is it. Some of us, we look normal, but yes, let's leave that one over there. So I think that we should find a way of society accepting, because they are a part of us, and where best to start from our education system. So let's look at, I mean, experts are being brought into the issue. The story is the experts are being brought into it to see how best, what can be done. We know that those that are visually impaired, even in their families, they are living with people who are not visually impaired. So how do we, fit our society in a way that, as we said, all inclusive, that includes them, that embraces whoever, whatever your challenge. So I believe it's a step in the right direction, but maybe I don't know where they will start it from. I don't know how they will start it, but as experts are being brought into it, let's just keep our fingers crossed and see what happens.
Where are those experts in when those, anyways?
Experts, be careful. Be careful, they are experts. All right, so the big story here says you can't direct law school admission. You can't direct law school admission, and that's coming from the Attorney General, and that's his reply to Parliament. His reply, I know this was a big issue yesterday. I was seeing it virtually on every news page I was going to all over. You can't direct law school admission. Some says Parliament has no locus. The one I've forgotten the one I read on Peace FM, but okay, that's it. So for more on that, I think you need to delve deeper so that you do not make wrong conclusions on this. The story is on page 2. Baumia delivers a lecture on digital economy today. So Baumia to deliver lecture, so not delivers, to deliver lecture on digital economy today. And the sad news of yesterday on the Kumasi Techiman Road, there was an accident of which we had 17 lives being lost. That's sad, that's bad, and I don't know which other word qualifies this, but for me, I'm asking, what again can we do? What again can we do? Is it education that we need? Is it to check on these drivers? What at all can we do? Is it the road? Is it the driver? Is it the vehicle? What is it? What is it? 17 lives, and I'm sure, I think I saw about 13 injuries or so. We pray for those that are injured. We pray that they will have speedy recovery, and we pray for all the families of the lost. We are asking that God will comfort, will heal that pain and that loss. Amen. Well, moving on to sports. That's my favorite name. It's there again. Ole, Ole. So today I'm leaving it as Ole. Yes, I'm leaving it there. He says Manchester United. Okay, Manchester United boss says he enjoys criticisms. He enjoys them. Maybe he's a fan. I also love criticism, so because at least it's able to. I know which ones are right, which ones are wrong, but whatever it is, it guides in a way. So I love it as well. And my favorite man in football is also here, Gareth Bale. He says he returns to Wales, wow, after injury. Is he someone who likes to pick up injuries a lot? I don't know if it's because of the way he runs, but there's a full half-page story on Gareth Bale, and then also from Ole saying he enjoys criticisms, and that makes sports for the daily statesman. A wrap up on it.
Now let's look into the daily guide here. Now, Israeli investor supports National Cathedral project. Well, you see a story on page 9 of the daily guide. Now another story here on page 3. AG bounces Parliament on law school saga. That's on page 3 also of the daily guide. Bawumia Ashesi elected today. I will say that story on page 6 of the daily guide. Now 17 killed on Offensive Road. See that one on page 6 of the daily guide. Now the big story here, Medina protests and Susu Hot hides under a backbone cloth. Now in the matter of the Medina Member of Parliament and also a lawyer, Mr. Susu Xavier, some members of Parliament, some of his colleagues have stated as and when you can be arrested by the police. Now, this is not the first time we've had such a banter between the legislators and the Ghana Police Service, as well as security personnel. This is not the first time. I think that
go ahead.
You want to recall something?
I think you're coming on to what I'm about to say, so you ended.
I'm not coming to what you want to
I
say.
think so. Let's go. Go on.
I just think that they should, the legislators are the lawmakers.
Mm-hmm.
The police are the
executors
exactly of the law. I think that they should build a bridge over that gap and deal with this matter once and for all.
Exactly.
The police should understand when and even how to effect arrests, because per my understanding on Sunday, when the pastor of the church asked for the warrant to arrest, they did not present. They said they didn't have, but they presented ID cards rather. And aside that, they were also in mufti, I heard. And I wonder if it is a modus operandi of the Ghana Police Service to arrest people in mufti and just with an ID card. Some of these things we need to understand. We need education on these things because it has become one too much of policemen abusing their rights as policemen. We need, because where your rights begin, someone also has their rights in there, and you just make sure that your rights does not infringe unless indeed it is in the exercise of a duty that is warranted by law. Yes. But we should look into these matters and get to the
I think we were on the same track. Just except that the little I want to add to it is that I think if this thing is not checked, because I can't imagine a war between Parliament and police. It's going to it will go overboard.
There cannot be a war between Parliament and police. Just that, I mean, in every jurisdiction, you should expect some form of, tension. But
so
certainly, this tension shouldn't be allowed to surface for so long.
Yes,
it should be checked and dealt with. Because it keeps emanating almost in every aspect.
And I heard the police yesterday say that they were not there to arrest him. And then people went, so what were you there to do? But that came after people had actually come out to say what the police was going to do or what they meant there is no way lawful. Then they came out and said it was just an investigation they were carrying out. I mean, to surround the church, go to where he was fellowshipping and surround the church and tell us you were not there.
If you want to invite someone, you invite, you don't go to apprehend the person. Anyways, the back page of the Daily Guide has some sports. Achiampong, third fastest winger in FIFA 22. Coach shot during game amid supporter violence. That's a sad one. An Argentine football coach was shot in the shoulder, and players fled the pitch on Sunday as Hurricane Las Heras fans fought among themselves during a third-tier match in Mendoza province. Sad one. We hope that he survives. I mean, a shot to the shoulder is not always fatal. Let's pray for him. The Spurs sack Nuno Espirito, Conte and Brendan Rodgers on the radar. Ajiman in Portugal, the best 11. Ajiman in Portugal, best 11. And that's a sum for the Daily Guide. Grab a copy for yourself. They have entertainment in the center spread. But we'll leave it at that.
All right.
Juliana would arrest me without warrant if I don't take care.
Well, what does the New Crusading Guide have to say for to us this morning? And rather a turn of a twist, I should say, on the law students issue with the Ghana Law School. We have here NDC fights Chief Justice. Yes, a twist. NDC fights Chief Justice as MPs initiate bill to remove him from the GLC. So more on that on page 3. 2 National Democratic Congress lawmakers have initiated a private members' bill to exclude the Chief Justice as well as other justices from the Supreme Court from the General Legal Council. The MPs, Roxanne Nelson, yes, that name is here again, Dafia Makpo, South Dai constituency, and Francis Xavier Sosu, Medina constituency, in a memo to the clerk to Parliament, said the bill is aimed at redefining the functions of the GLC and to provide for reforms in legal education such that accredited faculties of law with the requisite facilities would be licensed to run professional law courses, provide for discipline of lawyers and related matters, to give effect to Article 37, Clause 1 of the 1992 Constitution there. Okay, so there's lots more on that story, and the memo presented to Parliament is also there. Yep. Okay, so Nungwa Chief of Staff cautions illegal land developers. Now, there seems to be a lot of land issues in the papers. Nungwa Chief of Staff cautions illegal land developers. We have Frank Lewy. I hope I have that correct. Frank Lewy or Lewy, Chief of Staff of Nungwa Stew. Again, on land issues, Joma Chief sets the records straight. He says Joma is a land guard free area. Land guard free area. I think that is calling people to come and purchase. Maybe, but the story is on page 10 to be very sure. ADB MD wins public sector CEO award, and the bank wins CSR company of the year at the Ghana Business Awards. That was last Friday. We are still seeing aspects of it on Tuesday. Yeah. So, Candifo Institute, Impact Hair sign MOU. Okay. Candifo Institute and Impact Hair sign a memorandum of understanding to empower African female entrepreneurs. Talking of entrepreneurship again here, but this is specific to female entrepreneurs. So Going to the penultimate page where we usually have Sports Crusade. First ever First Ladies Cup to be launched on Wednesday, November 3rd. 2021. Boachi Yadom ends call up for Ethiopia. For Ethiopia, that's under the South Africa 2022 World Cup qualifiers. And Tottenham part ways with Nuno Espirito Santo. Espirito Santo. That's it for news, sports news, and that will be it for the new Crusading Guide.
Well, let's move away from that. The Ghanaian Times, the most authoritative newspaper, says that timber market fire victims count losses. A story is on page 18. AMA and NADMO move in to assist. Another story, NPA misses November 1st deadline to remove for levy as it awaits Parliament to legislate implementation. The story is on page 15 of the Ghanaian Times. Adolescent girls' anemia program suffers setback in Ningo Prampram district as parents kick against supplements for children. The story is on page 17 of the Ghanaian Times. Now, the big story here, carnage on road. 17 die in ghastly accident. 16 others injured in head-on collision at Offensu Abofo. Story is on page 17 of the Ghanaian Times. Now, the back page has some more stories. Mestai or Mesti, if you so want to call it, that is the Ministry of Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation. Mesti or Mestai calls for protection of animal species. Mesti calls for protection of animal species, and I think that this is a call in the right direction. In Ghana, we tend to hunt anything, everything, anywhere, anyhow. Now, I am wondering if my children, whom I'm yet to bear, would be able to see fireflies and play with them.
Are you even seeing now? Some now?
We don't see them anymore. That is why I'm saying that I shudder to think that there would be any in existence. I mean, if you ask Selassie, for instance, he will tell you that he doesn't know what a firefly is because he has not seen them. He has not seen them. It's sad. Probably Ashi who had his children some 10 years ago, they would have experienced some fireflies in some areas. Mesty calls for protection of animal species, and I couldn't agree any less. But this shouldn't just be, a call, but we should see some implementations, actions in there. GSA undertakes expansion of NMI facility in Accra. Now, the Met story here, GAF applauds government for retooling military to enhance operational and logistical capabilities. And we see Vice Admiral Amwama being briefed on the use of one of the weapons at the exhibition ground. And so there is always training that is being given to the military and security personnel anytime new ammunition is presented to them. So I'm happy to see that the police service is also using some at least upgraded weapons from the automatic Kalashnikov 1947 to some M7s and M19s. Well, let's have some more for them as they fight crime. That's it for the most authoritative newspaper.
The Umkhonto Wesizwe, Spear of the Nation, True Independence, has this to say. The big story here, if you can see it, yes, I guess it's up there. Immunity for MPs. Police to seek interpretation of Article 117. And that story is on pages 2 and 3. And we have a picture of Dr. George Ekufo Dampare here, RIGP. And I believe this is on the case to do with the Member of Parliament for Medina, Francis. Can I just mention his name like that? Okay. Honorable Francis, yeah, at least the Honorable would do. Again, here we have Parliament has no power over GLC, and that's coming from Dami, the Mr. Godfrey Yeboadami, our Attorney General, still on the case to do with the law students and their exam, the admission of the 499 students who passed their exams. Alleged coupists challenge video evidence, and that is a story I want to read a little on. Assistant Commissioner of Police, ACP, Dr. Benjamin Kwesi Agojo, together with 9 others, are challenging the tendering in of key video and audio evidence that purportedly captured the process of the attempted coup plot. ACP Dr. Agojo and others, Dr. Frederick Yao, all the names are there, so pardon me leaving them out. It's they urged the court to reject the piece of evidence as it is not authentic. So these 10 accused persons, through their defense counsel, told the 3-member panel that was presided over by, I think that is also there, let me jump it, that the video and audios on the hard drive lack authenticity. It is irrelevant and has violated their fundamental human rights. So for more of that story, page 2. Yes, page 2. And an interesting story here again on page 3. It says Teshi chief remanded over alleged illegal sale of land.
Julia, sorry to cut you in, but remember I told you that in the course of the conversation we'll be speaking on these legal matters.
Okay.
Yes. So we have Justice Isaac Dose on the phone lines. He's a retired appeals court judge. Good morning, Justice, and thank you for joining us on AM Ghana.
Yeah, good morning.
Well, Justice, we're grateful for your time. So we've heard about the contra statements that is coming from the side of the Attorney General. We want to find out, indeed, when it comes to legal education, the GLC was established to see to legal education and dispensation in the country. Is it out of the jurisdiction of Parliament to also call for the matter on education, which has become is a statutory matter?
I didn't get the last part of your question.
I'm asking if it was out of order for Parliament to call for the admission of the 499 students without recourse to the GLC.
Well, Parliament can do anything, but it's not everything that Parliament orders that can be enforced. So, what Parliament has done is essentially to express the concern that the general public is having about the way legal education is going on, rightly or wrongly. Parliament created the General Legal Council and has every way it can use to control it. But if Parliament will not use its powers to change the legislation that created the General Legal Council and how it operates, and it chooses to appeal to the good conscience or whatever it is, or good sense or whatever it is, for the General Legal Council to follow its own regulations, it's a little problematic, because at that point, what should be done is to leave the matter for litigation. Every law that is created grows through testing it in litigation to have the proper interpretation of how it has to be worked to reflect the will of the people who made the law. So as far as I'm concerned, I think that the Parliament is adopting the wrong procedure to control the General Legal Council.
Right. Now, you also said that, I mean, in your preamble or your opening, you said that Parliament can do anything. Now, in going on, you also indicated that the GLC was indeed established by the legislative arm, and so they have every right to sort of, get in there. What happens then about the concept of separation of powers? Because when Parliament established the GLC, they also indicated that the Council shall, in the performance of their functions, comply with any general directions given by the minister who is also part of the executive. What would be the concept, the play out of the concept of separation of powers in there?
General Legal Council, I'm not too sure is actually part of the judiciary.
Not part of the judiciary. It was actually set up.
So the separation of powers will not apply.
I'm speaking in the sense, Justice, I'm sorry to cut you. I'm speaking in the sense of the General Legal Council acting directly under the Minister for Justice. Now, he is the, he sees to the activities of the GLC. Now, so the minister comes in there, then the legislative arm, the Parliament, also comes in to play.
You see, the function of the Attorney General in this circumstance is not an executive action. It is a special power given to him per his position as Attorney General. So he is not exclusively in control of the General Legal Council. Strictly speaking, he's a member. And that is the reason why I'm saying that if the Parliament finds that the conduct of the Attorney General or the conduct of General Legal Council generally is not in consonance with what they wanted it to do, then what they should do is to change the legislation and redirect it the way they like. That's why I said Parliament can do anything.
Okay. Well,
Parliament can change the total composition of the General Legal Council.
Right.
It can make it possible for Parliament, the ranking member of Parliament on legal affairs, to be part of the General Legal Council. It can remove the Chief Justice as chairman. It can put another person there, or remove the number of people who are on the judiciary of the General Legal Council. There's a combination which it deems fit to make it work the way he wants it to work.
Well,
so the Attorney General being given the powers to advise the General Legal Council, it's not a power that is not reviewable or cannot be changed.
Well, doesn't this pose a threat to the performance of the functions of the director of the General Legal Council if Parliament would make any pronouncement without recourse to the GLC simply because they have the right to change the composition of the GLC? Now, the entire composition of the GLC itself, apart from the director, is appointed by the director himself. The makeup of the team, the directorate of the GLC is through the director of the GLC. If after having been appointed, the Parliament can also, in a way infiltrate the administrative system of the GLC, doesn't this pose a threat to the GLC in itself?
Parliament cannot respect, frustrate the operation of General Legal Council. Once the General Legal Council has been constituted, as the at 32. Only the Minister of Finance may deny the General Legal Council funds to prevent it from operating. But at the stage now, looking at the fees that the General Legal Council is charging students and the huge number of students that General Legal Council is having, I don't think that it is easy or possible for the Minister of Finance to even frustrate the General Legal Council with funds by starving it of funds. Yeah.
Wow.
And indeed, I haven't seen the publication which stated the composition or the makeup of what makes a pass or a fail. I hear people saying that it was not just a single 50% pass that is being done, but that must have 50% on part 2 and part 1. I'm not too sure of that.
Well,
I haven't seen it.
Well, we'll raise debate and conversation into that one later. Now, again, on the composition of the GLC, do you think that the Attorney General is abusing his position as Director for the GLC and also Minister for Justice?
He's abusing his position.
Yes.
I'm not too sure what you mean by saying that abusing his position.
Because he happens to be the Attorney General and also Director for the General Legal Council. Now, he is on this matter, and also, you know, we see the outplay of his ministerial position in the letter that he brought out. And so it happens that every decision to be taken by the GLC falls within his lair, and he has lashed out at Parliament for the decision taken by Parliament.
You see, let me tell you part of the genesis of the General Legal Council. At the inception of the concept of the law school training lawyers in Ghana, certain people within the society objected to the training of lawyers in Ghana. And I think at that time, the Kwame government thought that it should be possible for the Minister of Justice to override the General Legal Council. That is why they give the Attorney General the sweeping powers to advise and direct the General Legal Council.
Okay.
And you can see that it is unfortunate to expect the Attorney General, who most times is a junior member of the legal practice, legal fraternity, to give direction to a Chief Justice and 4 Supreme Court judges. You see the composition is rather funny. So Kwame Nkrumah is in group thought that it was okay if Attorney General can suppress and overrule all those big men. That is how that power was smuggled into it. And if we think today that giving that over swimming power to the Attorney General is not proper, it's up to the person who gives the power to withdraw it, or amend it, or modify it, or do anything to make it amendable to serve the purpose of which the General Legal Council was set up. You understand what I mean?
Well, so let's now he has established his role and his position and made it clear to Ghanaians that he is in charge of legal education in the country. Certainly, the Act at 32 also indeed gives him all of these rights as director for the GLC. So he states and re-emphasizes that there is no indication that students who pass or obtain the 50% pass mark, any at all, as a basis for their admission. Now, this
have you seen that directive?
Well, I have not seen a directive that indicates that the pass mark was 50.
You
But
haven't seen it.
I have not.
And you haven't seen that. I think we say that it must be 50 for each part.
Well, I have seen that.
You haven't seen that one.
I have seen that 50 for each part, but I have not seen.
Which one did it precede the taking of the examination, or did it come after the exam?
Well, it has been there. It has been there before. I believe before the examination, this has been the mode.
No, I mean the one which says that it's like 50% for each part of the examination, or is it the general 50%?
I'm talking about the one which says 50% for each part of the examination, which has been a precedent prior to exams that have been written. But the general 50%, this is what the director for the GLC says, that the notice in the Daily Graphic on 14th May 2021 inviting applicants from suitably qualified Ghanaians for admission into the Ghana School of Law did not state a pass mark of 50% or any at all as a basis for admission. Now, hello?
Okay.
Yes.
I'm listening.
So now, what is actually the basis? This is what I'm coming to ask you about, the 50% on both sides and the 50% pass mark, general pass mark, which is actually the directive.
You see, examinations are conducted on both questions and marking scheme. The marking scheme sets out what the examiner expects the students to know and how he's expected to express it. You understand? Now, when the examination is set in both multiple choice question and written essay type, the expectation is that the multiple choice question will cover a wider range of knowledge than the essay type question. So there are two things that the examination set in that mode is expected to do. The essay type question tests your ability to understand and express yourself in law, whereas the multiple choice question tests the general spread of your knowledge in the law. You understand? So are essential and important in their own right. So unless I see the situation as this says that you must have 50% on each side, I will not be able to tell whether what is happening is unfair to the students or otherwise.
Now, at what point you mentioned that every examination comes with its marking scheme. Now, is the marking scheme subject to change after the exams has been taken?
If the marking scheme is made known to the students, then changes after examination is obviously wrong.
Okay.
But if it's not known to the students, then the examiners have a full day. You know, there's some examination in which after the examination has been taken, you will pass or fail depending on the graph. That is wrong. So if you fall outside the graph, you fail. If you are within the graph, you are passed. So when you are using the graph, sometimes the pass mark can be as high as 60. Or sometimes it can be as low as 30. When you are using the graph system. And in most examinations that I know, the graph system is normally used.
Well, so
in which case you'll not be seriously bound to say that okay, 50% is a pass or 60% is a pass. The pass mark varies.
But I'm still finding it a bit confusing, because if we have 50-50 for two parts of an examination, how are examination results announced? Is it not the role or on the part of the examiner to collate both sides of the examination and announce it as an overall mark?
It depends on your concept of what is fair. Generally, being open in the circumstances may appear to be fairer than hiding some part of it and then announcing it later on.
Exactly.
It's like ambush. Yeah, but I don't know what the General Legal Council did and how they went about it. I'm not a member of it. I will not be a member of it. I don't know how they operate. Yeah.
So, I don't know if it was open or it was closed. But now the director for the GLC is saying that the 50% pass mark that has been indicated, or that the 499 students are claiming to have passed, is erroneous, and that they cannot base on it for their argument.
As a matter of fact, if I were the director of the dance law school, I will not make any comments before the matter is before the court to determine.
Well,
let's wait for the court to determine where all the evidence is shown to them, whether what has happened is right or wrong.
Right. Now,
then we can take it from there.
Okay. Now I want to find out from you. It seems that the position of the Attorney General is almost that of the position of Chief Justice Sophia Akufo. In her bid that the mass production of lawyers wouldn't happen under her watch. In the same manner, when you read the release from the Attorney General or Director for the GLC, he says that the 499 students don't have a basis. That is certainly obvious that in that pronouncement they cannot argue out the case for admission. However, he later on gives the assurance that he would do anything or everything within his power to see to this matter. Do you think that this is a deliberate attempt as well to minimize the number of students that have access to legal education in the country?
That question is just very difficult to answer, because I don't know what is in the minds of those persons. You know, for me, I think that performance in the examination room, as people say, examination favors the fool.
Yes.
It's not a good indicator about who is going to be a good lawyer or who is going to be a bad one. I believe that lawyers are better tested in the fire at the bar than what grade they score as they are getting out of the law school. And I think that our Nigerian brothers have the same vision. It's not every lawyer who is supposed to be a good lawyer.
Oh, really?
Some lawyers don't do well. Others do well. And to do well or not to do well depends on more things than how many marks you got at the point you are editing the university.
But Justice, it's a responsibility of the General Legal Counsel to ensure that those who are called to the bar are indeed befitting of the league. Those who are called to the bar are indeed befitting of the legal profession. How else can you do that without examination?
All I'm saying is that examination is one way of testing the capacity of a person to show how much training he has got. But what I'm saying is that most often or many times, the best students out of school don't turn out to be the best lawyers on the floor.
Okay.
Yes. So it shows that if you come out with a third class, you may not be, you may become a legal luminary after the 10th class. You may come out at first class, but there are people who suffer from stage fright.
Right.
You know what stage fright is?
Yes, yes.
Yes, he knows that he's okay, but when he gets to the limelight, he loses his focus. And therefore, some people cannot even talk. You know what I mean? So, for me, even though examination is one of the best means of determining whether a person has learned enough or not, it shouldn't be exclusively so. That's why in some places, after the examination, you are even called to interview.
Well, Justice, would it be a bad precedence if the General Legal Council admits that, okay, we didn't make certain things clear, or perhaps we didn't put certain things in the public, so let's consider that for these 499 students, and based on what you have said, for instance, that these 499 students who have made the 50% plus pass mark would be given admission, and moving on, certain things would be checked, verified, and openly indicated.
It is a very difficult question to answer. Once the examination results have come out and the examination authorities have declared that some people have not achieved the level of competence that they expect of them, that should be the end of the matter generally.
Right.
But if the General Legal Council keeps on moving backwards and forwards in response to public outcry, it will be difficult to know what standards they are observing. Even though what they are doing may not be palatable, we need to be certain that what is there all the time. That, as the lawyers say, that the law should not change with the size of the foot of the chancellor. That used to be a very popular thing. It shouldn't be an issue of new king, new law. Because when they say new king, new law, it means that when the new king comes, all the laws will have to be changed. And it doesn't work well for human society and human organization. Because at all times, you must know what you're supposed to do. You understand what I mean?
Certainly. Well,
yeah.
So with all that is encompassing these matters and listening to reading what the director or the GLC has indicated, do you think that the fight by these 499 students would be futile?
Calvin,
do you think that with all the indications that are coming up, and when you read the letter from the director of the GLC, that these 499 students may be fighting to no fruition? Would their fight be in futile, the 499 students? Would it be in futile? Would it end up yielding anything, especially for themselves?
You see, that is why the matter is before the court.
Okay.
So whatever they want to do, things that I have not seen or I may not see will be put before the court.
All right.
And the court will then be in a better position to determine whether what has been done is fair, unfair, right, or wrong.
Okay. Yeah. Let's look at let's wait for how this will play out in the court. Then later on, perhaps we can have some more conversations on how it goes and how it all went. But another matter that is of concern, far as legal issues is on the board, is the matter of when or how a member of parliament can be arrested. I'm speaking in relation to the two attempted arrests of Medina MP Francis Xavier Sosu.
This is not the first time that an MP is being arrested. There's a laid down procedure through which an MP can be arrested.
Okay.
And I think that the president has been set already. And it's unfortunate that the police are adopting the system, which is not quite the civil way that I know it has been done.
I see.
Remember in the case of Canada, Japan?
Yes.
The police had to write to the speaker.
Yes.
For the speaker to look at it and release the MP to them. What's the difference between Kennedy Japan and the current MP whose attempt is becoming how do you call it?
Well, it's making waves in the news lately.
There's created so much anxiety and agitation. The issue is that we have to be careful. IGP Damfari has to be careful. Ghanaians will praise you to high heaven and push you till you eventually misconduct yourself and lose your focus.
Right.
The offense which it seems the MP can be accused of is a misdemeanor. So why all this you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a very small, one of the smallest offenses. The punishment is very little. So to cause this amount of public outroar and all those kind of things, going to try to arrest him in church and all those kind of things, I think we don't know his house.
Is it against the law to attempt to arrest anybody, be it a member of parliament or ordinary person, or even a pastor at church?
You see, sometimes if you go to a very civilized country, when the police arrest you, you don't even know that you are under arrest. They will invite you, give you tea and biscuit, you'll be eating and drinking, and then they'll be talking to you, and then at the end of the conversation, they say, well, you are now under arrest.
You mean like the Electoral Commission would give tea and biscuits?
So I think it is time our policemen stop behaving like soldiers. The amount of force we use to arrest a person does not even mean that it will eventually succeed when the person is put before court.
Right.
This is part of what some people describe as psychological abuse of a person who is being investigated.
Right.
Intimidation and all this kind of thing. I don't think that it is a better way out. Our democracy has choked so many years now, and we shouldn't be going back to the PNDC days or the military regime days.
All right. Justice Dose, well, thank you very much for your time this morning and the education you've given us. We are grateful for your time.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Justice Isaac Dose is a retired appeals court judge. He has taken us to understanding, and so we've come to understand that the GLC actually was established by the legislative arm, and so to some extent the legislative arm can change the constitution of the GLC, which means that to some extent the pronouncements or perhaps the role by the director may be in line with what the parliament can indeed come out with. However, the GLC was also established to see to legal education in the country, and so may be acting in its full capacity as well. Now, we also spoke on the matter of arrest of members of parliament, and yes, indeed, as stated by the privileges committee, or when you look into privileges that some members of parliament have, the appropriate way to arrest a member of parliament is to write to the speaker himself, who would then release or perhaps ask the member of parliament not to come to parliament, because there are some details in there. You can arrest when the member of parliament is on his way to or from parliament. Well, That was Justice Isaac Dose, retired appeals court judge, and you're watching AM Ghana with myself, Reginald Adi, and Juliana Ijoma. I'll go for a quick turnaround. When we come back, we'll have some more discussions.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.
Water, but when I get your mouth. And that's all I'm about fire.
Malaria and tea. But you are yet to my bono. Malaria, therefore, yao. Enti awo. I shouldn't a customers. When you say, Mammy, I am smart. I perceive Malakio. I'm money buyer or the eco school. Share. Say a Janisi berry market ni malaria and tea. I want to mean.
And now, Emma will be around to walk. So we have malaria test. Maybe one. And better one. And the CV Malakio. You didn't know. And now kick out from a son so I CV Malakio. And no way so there. And I don't grow. I yet that shit.
A drawing near my appeal for about a woman for any quada won't fear
Susiana. What would you with you?
FD Ashusha Sa a Jedi and Kratoimu Adia to Musa.
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 050-92-57754, 020-9494-258, or visit our marketing desk at Step Work premises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.
Yeah, see you make up now. I'm correct. Why your best mankasa?
That's it.
Who anyone? Oh, middle. You captures about one for CB men capsules. You see, CB men capsules in America.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You knew the data. And 1 year packaging I had the
wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any bias and walk on the
share a painful any about town man quadrano for any quadrano and come home.
Susanna, Ghana man, Tamasi.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750.
FDA aje edwedin ka to yato.
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 050-92-57754, 020-9494-258, or visit our marketing desk at Stepwork premises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
Water, but when I get your man, and that's all I'm order. The rock you are fire.
Malaria and tea. But you are yet more bono.
What you are doing here?
Malaria there for you. Enti awo. I shouldn't the customers. Well, when I say mammy, I smart. I perceive malakio. I'm man the buyer or the eco school. Share. Say a pianisi berry market ni malaria and tea. I want to mean. And now, Emma will be around to walk. So we have malaria test. Maybe one. And better one. And the CB malakio. Yedinuna. Nehama. And now kick out bomb as soon as I CB malakio. And no way so dear. And I know grow. I yet tata shit.
A drawing near my appeal for about a woman for any quada won't fear doing.
Susanna, what would you with
FD Ashusha Sa a Jedi and Karatoimu Adia to Musa again.
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 050-92-57754, 020-9494-258, or visit our marketing desk at Stepwork premises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
I'm here with Julia. Julia, sincerely, you did not finish with the Chronicle newspaper, so I'm going to give you the opportunity to wrap up on that, and then we'll box on. We're trying to get Honorable George Law, who is a former member of Parliament for South Day constituency, on the line. I will speak to him on the same matters that we spoke to Justice Isaac Odose as well. In the meantime, take us through.
I'm happy for the chance to complete the chronicle. Thank you.
Well, you buy me cocoa after the break, so
we've taken some already.
I've not
too
taken
much
enough.
Cocoa.
I've not taken
the
enough.
day will make you cocoa. All right. So I think I finished with the issue of the alleged coupists and their challenge of the evidence, the video and audio evidence that was presented to court. I think the last story that makes the front page is digitization lecture with a huge political dose, and we are told this will be held. It's today, actually. It's today at the Ashiase University by
Is it what?
Ashiase or Ashase.
Yo.
It's tree, so I'm not very good with.
Ashase.
Okay. I think I have to understand the word before I'm able to pronounce it. Because when it's tree,
mistakes are allowed. I mean, we won't learn if we don't make mistakes. So.
Anyways, I understand why you're saying that.
Oh,
anyway,
really?
Yes.
Next time.
All right. So, yeah. That's it. Yes, it's rather here on page 4. Yes, that's the digitization lecture, and of course it is the VIP, Dr. Baumia, who is going to deliver that lecture later on today. I'm trying to get the time. Yes, 5:30 p.m. this evening. It will be shown live on all leading television networks in the country. I bet we'll be part of that leading television. Okay, I'm jumping on to the back page, which has sports, and it says today's Champions League fixtures and preview. Man United aim at 3 straight victories against Atlanta. Then Malmo welcome favorites Chelsea. So Chelsea to be the favorites in that particular game. Juventus host Zenit St. Petersburg. Is it Petersburg or Petersburg at home? Anymore? Sevilla and Lille go head to hell. Lille Hill. Okay, in Group G, and Bayern to beat Benfica to confirm next stage berth. Tuesday today in Group E we have Dynamo with Dynamo Kiev at 8 o'clock against Barca. Bayern Munich also at 8 p.m. with Benfica. And Group F, Atlanta with Man U at 8. So, wow, the match is 8. Yeah, but surely. Villarreal with the Young Boys also at 8. Then VFL Wolfsburg with Red Bull, but that is at 5:45. And Sevilla with Lille at 8. Group H, Malmo and Chelsea at 5:45, to be followed by Juventus and Zenit at 8 p.m. And that's a wrap-up for our newspaper headlines. But not forgetting the quote from the Bible, Proverbs chapter 28, the very first verse says, "The wicked flee, the wicked flee when no one pursues."
Yeah, running away, nobody tied the doors.
But you see the old boys, eh? He just reminded me of that. Hey, running away. It was a song, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a song and a phrase as well.
Yeah. The wicked flee when no one pursues, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. The righteous are as bold as a lion. And okay, I don't want to add my own thoughts to it, but whatever your guess is.
Your thoughts are welcome. Why don't you share your thoughts with us? Maybe
you want me to share my thoughts?
Inspire somebody.
My thoughts are Proverbs chapter 28, verse 1. The wicked flee when no one pursues, but the righteous are as bold as a lion.
You flee when I've not pursued you. I ask for your thoughts and you go back.
I've given you my thoughts.
I am bold to ask for your thoughts.
Yes, and I was bold to give it. I was bold to give it.
You flee your thoughts.
I was bold to give it. That's my thoughts.
Well, so we are expecting the vice president to deliver a speech on, the digital economy. I don't know your thoughts about that. I mean, we've heard about the vice president's push for a paperless port. We've heard about the implementation of icons for the Ghana customs as well as some agencies as well. We've also heard about some payment systems where we saw him buy a watch, electronic and paid electronically. Yeah. And I think that to some greater extent, these have yielded results. And I don't know to what extent, but we've heard from GPHA initially with challenges that they faced. However, some returns they were able to make as a result of the paperless port systems, as well as the Ghana Revenue Authority. For instance, you go to areas like the DVLA that is also using some digital infrastructure. You go to the Ghana passports offices, and they are also using some digital. And these have to. I don't want to jump too much into the economics because that is a thing for the vice president. I don't want to take it away from him. He knows what to touch on and what to say, and I don't want to preempt or precede him by speaking directly on that. So let's wait for his speech on the economy. But we speak on the face of the consumer or the ordinary Ghanaian and how they have benefited from all of these institutions that have experienced some level of digitization. And first off, I want to speak about the application that was developed. I think that when it comes to digitization, that is where we have a big, very, very big fail in the digitization sector, because when the app was developed, the vice president bought Wachi with it. I was hoping that when I go to the Gobe vendor just around Opera Square and I'm buying my 442 formation, I would only pay with the application. But I go there and sometimes I happen to face a long queue because people get there and they give high denominations, and there has to be the challenge of change and then she wants sister and all of these things. I think that the education did not go far on that, and the implementation also lagged. Now, also because the vendors themselves, who would have been direct beneficiaries of this very initiative, weren't abreast. And I think that it highlights the technological gap that we have as a country. How many people are using smartphones, and how many people even understand? You realize, I mean, recently you would have heard somebody saying that you have no cause to complain if you are to complain about joblessness if you are using an iPhone 12 Pro Max or 13 Pro Max. Certainly, because these things are expensive. But the question is that when we go after these technological gadgets or devices, what do we use them for? Now, I don't think that, using applications or paying for services or goods electronically should have even be a thing, because we have POS systems that you just, show up there. I mean, with these, the iPhone 12s and 10s or whatsoever, I don't know how many people who are using it even know that you can only tap your phone on these POS systems and it will give you verification to pay for whatever service or whatnot. That I'm concerned about that, because a lot of money also went into the development of the application, but has not been totally used to the advantage of Ghanaians. I don't know what you think about that.
I think I'll side with you. Myself, in personally, I don't think I've even used. There's only one place I think I went to, and that one I think it's fully understandable why it was an electronic shop. So yes, I will understand. I was trying to get the name. I've forgotten the name for it, but okay. Besides that, it's a Momo Galore now. I think we all do the MTN Momo or the Airtel ATM or the Voda.
All right, my dear, let's hold on these digital things. Let's speak to Honorable George Lu, former Member of Parliament for South Day, on the line. Honorable, good morning and thank you for joining us.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning to your cherished listeners.
Hello, Honorable.
Hello.
Okay. We'll try and get Honorable back on the line. We'll be speaking to him on the arrest of members of Parliament and also the matter of the General Legal Council. We have him back on the line. Honorable, good morning and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning to your listeners and viewers.
Right. Well, Honorable, I don't know if I believe that in your time there was never a matter where you had to deal with the police over probably a moment when they wanted you to answer questions or whatsoever. But when it comes to the arrest of members of Parliament by the Ghana Police Service, this is not the first time we are seeing this back and forth between the two entities, the lawmakers and the maintainers of the law. What is the modus operandi when it comes to effecting an arrest on a member of Parliament?
Well, I think that the law defines what immunities and privileges members of Parliament have.
Yes.
And one of them is that they are immune from arrest whilst on their way or from their parliamentary duties. And you know that law defines on their way to Parliament the back to include committee meetings and other issues related to the conduct of parliamentary duties.
Certainly.
So clearly, I mean, if a member is engaged in his role as a member of Parliament, it's clear that the police cannot impede that by arrest, by way of arrest, unless they are personal. I mean, unless under those circumstances, whatever they are doing would limit or endanger the life of others. For instance, you have an NTF brandishing a gun and engage in gun battle. At that point, the police can restrain him and possibly take him away from the team.
Right.
To bring sanity or something, but not to arrest. Because it is clear that once they are in their duty as MP, you would have to, if you needed them for any form of investigation, the proper way is to notify the speaker, and then the speaker will go through processes that will release that member to you.
Okay.
In actual fact, I have represented MP because in the last parliament, Professor Magokwei had instituted a mechanism where even if the police wanted to take or interrogate an MP, they did it in the Speaker's conference room. And I have been privy to one or two because I represented those members of parliament while they were being interrogated.
Right. Right. Well, now, don't you think that all of these privileges and precedents, as you put it, makes the work of the police difficult, especially in dealing with the supposed untouchable in society?
Well, I do not see the difficulty at all. Because the law doesn't say that the police should not or cannot. The law only says that if the police wants to use mechanism A, B, C, D, E, F.
So always be in parliament or attending some level of committee meeting or some other meeting that is associated with the exercising of his duty as a member of parliament. Doesn't that make it difficult for the police service? Because far as an MP, he will continuously conduct the role of an MP.
You see, the point is very simple. The first question you should be asking is that what went into that decision to give privileges and immunities to members of parliament.
Okay, tell us, share with us.
You see, this is not germane to Ghana. This is an internationally accepted procedure because of the work the parliamentarians do. So, in order not to impede the work of parliament, it is the only reason why they say that don't obstruct him when he is going to do his official duty. When he is done, or if you need him, write to the speaker, and then the speaker would hand him over. It is not only germane to parliament. You know that the proper thing to do in most organizations is to go and see the authority, the authority or the principal officers of the place, and they hand over the person. They do it for the military.